Hi, well, thank you very much, everybody, for joining us today in our combined conference with OCD Action and the BDD Foundation. I just wanted to say a big thank you to everybody at the OCD Action team for all of their help and support, and of course, everyone that's been involved from the BDD Foundation as well. A massive thank you to all of our speakers for their input today. Many interesting talks and conversations been given today and will be valuable going forwards as content on our websites too. Huge thanks to all the volunteers that have supported us in getting this project off the ground, bring it to its big day today, and for everything that's happened today. And obviously for all of you guys who've been good enough to join us today, and particularly those of you that have participated with questions and comments and thoughts. But thank you, anybody that's watched. You're the reason we're here. I hope it's been a useful and informative day. We'd like to make also extend particular thanks to Tracy and Spencer Northampton on behalf of the Compton Charitable Trust. And they have been generous enough to provide us with a donation of £5,000 to cover the costs for the BDD Foundation in running this conference. It's worth mentioning that this is done in loving memory of Charlotte Franklin, who very sadly lost her life to the impact of her BDD. And this will be where she's still alive, Charlotte's 21st year, and we know this is a very difficult time for her family. And this donation from Tracy and Spencer is a tribute to Charlotte's life, and we are very grateful to them for it, and also grateful to Tracy in particular, who continues to be a patron and active member of the BDD Foundation. So thank you very much. So I'll hand you over to Kitty to talk us through the new website.
Yes, so I think Hannah's going to be doing the technical bit and giving a little demo of the new website, which we launched just a couple of weeks ago. So it's very new. If you go to the homepage, Hannah, yeah, and you can scroll down. We've got loads of new features, so please do check it out. It should be easier to access information that you want. We're particularly excited about all of the personal stories that you can now access really easily. And all of our latest information will pop up at the bottom of the stage. So here's where all of the stories are. So you've got personal stories, creative community, because we know the BDD community is very artistic. So if anyone wants to send in any of their creative input, please do, and we'll post it on our website. And you can also see our previous conference videos and new research projects, and if you want to get involved in those, you can. Hannah, if you go to the support section, you can see we've got online support, we've got support in the UK, but also we've got new features like another page for parents, mental health professionals and teachers as well. We really wanted to update our website because we know it's at the forefront of our charity, and particularly with the pandemic, we've seen a jump in people accessing our website. As the only charity and website in the world dedicated to BDD, we felt it was really important to make our information ever more accessible. In 2020, we actually saw our numbers double. So in 2019, we had around 250 1,000 people from all over the world looking at our website. But then last year that doubled to, it was 430,000, I believe. And we felt we had to respond to that. So we really hope that we've done that with this website, and there will be more innovations coming later this year. So keep an eye out, please.
Thanks, Kitty. We're also really excited about the other services we've been able to provide this year, as partly as a response to the great need of individuals with BDD and related problems over the past year or so. We're particularly pleased that we've got off the ground our new email support helpline. There's been a lot of work went into this, and training and support for the staff on the other end. Please reach out if you need some extra help and support. We're very, very proud of this new service, and we really feel it's a strong addition to our providing as a charity. The other project that we're also really, really proud of is our CBT support groups, structure support groups. We've been able to expand those and provide even more support this year. We're hoping that if we're able to get more funding, we'll be able to do even more of those groups. And these are a remarkable addition in that we are able to offer very specific guidance on using some CBT principles to tackle BDD in a peer support context, facilitated by trained volunteers, and it's an absolutely terrific project. And we've also, many of you would have seen our webinars, and it's been absolutely incredible the way that colleagues and the trustees and volunteers have been willing to give up their time to put together these webinars, and they're all available on the website, covering a range of really important and worthwhile topics related to BDD and fighting through it and overcoming it. And we also have our Beating BDD podcasts, to which we're really grateful to Claire for the work she's put into that. Again, a really great range of interesting stories from both professionals and people with lived experience and relatives, and another great way of getting a much richer understanding of the nature of BDD, but also to get a real sense of being not being alone in having this problem. Some really terrific work. Hannah, did you want to mention some of the touches we've had on research?
Yeah, absolutely. So as you can see here, there's been so many more opportunities for people with lived experience of BDD to become involved in different research projects. And if this is something you do come across, I really encourage you to get involved, because as many of you know, I'm just starting my own research journey doing my PhD, and it's just so important that people who have lived experience share their insights, because large data sets can only tell us so much, and we need to understand what it is about your experience with BDD that could possibly help us understand it in a way that would help us improve treatments as well. Over the years, I think, Rob, you'd agree, wouldn't you, that BDD has been so under-researched, and it's within our gift, I guess, at the moment, that it's an opportunity for us to really get the ball rolling with research and also include more marginalised groups in that.
Thanks, Sally. I hugely agree, and it is a source of considerable frustration in the way that there isn't as much research done on BDD as perhaps with other conditions. But it does mean that every new piece of research that's done on body dysmorphic disorder, we really are significantly growing the body of knowledge. And it really will make a big difference in helping people to clinicians and family members and individuals with BDD to understand the problem, and of course help us to develop better treatments.
Absolutely. Oh, one more there.
Kitty, do you want to talk us through a little bit about some of the media contact that we've had?
Yeah, I mean, you know, because of COVID, there has been a little bit less media, but we've still made it through. And or you can see all of the different media outlets who have, you know, kindly reached out to us for expert advice or, you know, lived experience, you know, via media volunteers. And I think it's such an important way actually to raise awareness for the condition, but also to decrease stigma. You know, we hear time and time again that people are seeing things in the media, newspaper, or TV about BDD, and that's how they are self-diagnosing and then going on to seek the right treatment. Sadly, not enough people are getting diagnosed via their GP or, you know, mental health professionals. So this is really the cornerstone of what we're doing. So again, you know, if you want to get involved, if you want to share your story, then please do get in contact. We would really love to hear from you and share your story.
Definitely.
Thanks very much, Kitty.
And as well as the media examples that you see here, we also ventured into submitting written evidence for parliamentary committees. So we submitted some evidence earlier this year about for the Women and Equalities Committee, all about body image, and we got referenced around our stance on early intervention, which is again another great achievement and more progress in raising awareness and letting people know what body dysmorphic disorder is and how we can improve the lives of people who have it.
Thanks, Hannah. And it's really worth mentioning that these are some of the other things that perhaps go on behind the scenes within the foundation. People like yourself, Hannah, and Profil and others are very much involved in trying to help shape policy and strategy at a much more national level.
Definitely. And then the stark contrast of behind the scenes is what people here have been doing for us. So we've got all these amazing people who've been raising funds for us over the last year, doing very creative and in some ways artistic things to raise money for the BDD Foundation. So we've got Sean in the top left there, and we've got Bernice who did her calendar. We've got Kitty who did the 2.6 challenge on the roller skates, and all managed to raise around £1,000 each for us, which as a small charity it really is such a massive achievement, and we are so grateful because every penny that you raise for it goes directly back into the charity, with us being so small. And then you can see here another initiative from Lauren Wiles, who is doing a dance class, I believe, to raise money for the BDD Foundation, which is another really creative way to raise money for us. We've also got a couple of people potentially entered into half marathons later in the year, which again will be another amazing opportunity for people to fundraise for us, and we'll be sure to share the links to those as and when they become available.
Thank you, Hannah. And I really would reiterate that we are certainly about pretty much the leanest charity I know of. We don't have any offices that we have to pay for. It's all done out of people's home offices and bedrooms and things. We don't pay a full-time member of staff. We run literally on a shoestring, and almost every penny that we raise goes back into providing services and keeping the charity running. There are no fat cats making any money out of this. So every penny that we get from fundraising will make a big difference to people affected by BDD. So all support obviously is gratefully received. And I think that brings us to the end of our final session. If you feel touched by today and you want to support both charities, there's a donation button on the screen for the conference. So any donations made today will be split between the BDD Foundation and OCD Action, two incredibly worthwhile and valuable charities. Please support us both. And as we said earlier on, thank you so much for sharing your time with us, and we hope it's been a useful day.
Thank you.
Thank you.